Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aryan Malek. This is Study with Me Day 12. Today we'll be continuing our discussion about chest tubes. Yesterday we were talking about a question wherein it was a differentiation between what is first and what is best. So just a recap, as I told you, that first means that the question is asking us to put things in order, while the best means if we have an option between two and we just have to choose one, what would be that one option? So we'll be continuing our discussion on that. I'll try to make it more simpler according to Mark Klimik's lectures. So, say you notice a patient has ventricular fibrillation, they don't have any cardiac output, and their pulse is also going down. You are given two options, whether to place a backboard or to start with the chest compressions. So, what would be the first thing you do? So remember, as we said, first thing is about order. It is asking us to put things in order. So if we choose the option that we will place a backboard on the patient, so we are basically saying that first we will be placing the backboard on the patient and then we'll be beginning the chest compressions. Or if we say that um, if we choose chest compressions first, then we will be saying, okay, first we will be beginning chest compressions and then we'll be placing the backboard, which doesn't make sense, so it will be the first option. But what if the question was changed a bit and they say what would be the best thing to do? Then in that scenario, does it make sense to put the backboard first? Because understand this, when the question asks that what would be the best thing, they are saying if you have two options and you can only do one of those, what would that be? So in that scenario, let's see how it translates to. So say the options remains the same: place a backboard on the patient or begin chest compressions. So if we choose the option that place the backboard, then what? Are we just waiting for someone to come? What would we do? Because um, VFib is fatal. Patient can die in 8 minutes, so that is not a good option. So the best thing to do would be to begin chest compressions. If those are the two options and we can only choose one. So I hope this helps clear out some confusion between best and the first. Now moving on to understanding more about the functionality of chest tubes. So what you as a registered nurse do if the chest tube comes out. So the first, like in order, the step is cover with the gloved hand. Remember, first doesn't means priority. It's like a temporary fix. And what would be the best option? You cover the hole with a Vaseline gauze and you put a dry sterile dressing or an occlusive dressing on top and tape on three sides. And now let's understand about bubbling. So if there's bubbling in the water seal intermittently, it is good or bad. So before we jump onto this, let's first understand a principle. So whenever there's a question of bubbling, which NCLEX loves to ask, always should question ourselves two things: where is it, the location, and when is it? Like, is it continuous? Is it intermittent? So once we have deduced that, so we also need to understand that sometimes bubbling is good and sometimes it is bad. Sometimes it's like the function, it is really important for it to bubble, but sometimes it is also an indication of air leak. So how do we deduce that? That depends on where it is happening and when is it happening. So let's see this example. So if there's bubbling in the water seal, which is where, intermittently, which is when, it is, it's good because it is a function of it and we document it for the provider to know. Now, say if there's bubbling in the water seal and it's continuous. So, water seal, where, continuous, when. Bad, it is an indication that there is a leak and we have to find the leak and we have to fix it. We have to place an occlusive dressing. Now let's understand another example. If there's bubbling in the suction control chamber continuously, it's good because it's an indication that it is functioning properly. We would be concerned if it is intermittent. That would mean that suction is too low, so we would have to change the settings and we will be documenting all the findings. And if something is sealed, like water seal, should we have continuous bubbling? No, that's an indication that it is not working properly. It's bad. If there's an air leak. Intermittent in the seal is good. And suction control is the opposite of this. So just to recap, so we have water seal control and we have the suction control. In in suction control, it is good to have continuous bubbling. That is an indication that it is functioning properly, while it's the opposite in terms of water seal control. I hope this video makes sense and helps you clear out some confusion when it comes to test tubes and answering questions when it comes to first and the best. Please stay tuned for more videos in the future, and I hope you are enjoying the series. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.